them as more allegations arise. Welcome back to RMU-Live for Friday, February 3rd, 2017. I'm Malik Frierson.
And I'm Cassidy Walters. Here's what's happening now. Yesterday, the Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority lifted the flush and boil water advisory, which impacted around 100,000 people in 20 neighborhoods. It turns out that instead of a contamination problem, it was a technical violation, and there are no traces of any bacteria in the water, and chlorine levels are safe. Protests at the University of Berkeley on Wednesday, hours before a planned appearance by Milo Yiannopoulos, caused $1,000 worth of damages to the campus. The university blames 150 masked agitators who came to disturb an otherwise peaceful protest. The masked agitators are a part of an anarchist group known as Black Bloc that has been causing problems in Oakland for years, said a spokesperson for UC Berkeley.
The number of protesters outside Pat Toomey's office and on social media has increased in recent days. The protesters are voicing their displeasure with Donald Trump's nomination for Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos. Thousands of people across the country have been writing, emailing, and calling their senators to voice their opposition of the nomination. A man from Beaver County was arrested while on his way to pick up his children from school. It was during that time that the man had a gun, drugs, and a very large amount of money. Officers arrested Daryl Dixon, who had a gun in his pocket and $8,000 in cash on school property, Wednesday afternoon, just as students were going home for the day at Highland Elementary in Harmony Township.
Surveillance photos were released on Thursday of a man who is wanted for a bank robbery that took place in Squirrel Hill, neighborhood of Pittsburgh. The robbery took place just before noon on Monday at the First National Bank on Forbes Avenue. The robber is described as a white man between 35 and 50 years old who is approximately 5 feet and 8 inches tall and weighs around 200 pounds. Anyone with information about the robbery is asked to contact Pittsburgh police. Some major loopholes may need to be closed in a case involving 2 women who were shot and killed by their husbands in 2016. A lot of the problems lie within the PFA, Protection for Abuse Victims, which states that the person who has been served the order is supposed to turn over their weapons. By the way that the law is written, the person served is given the choice to turn their weapons over or not. Police, lawyers, and victims need to work together to identify all of these system errors and fix them. According to data found by Channel 11's news exchange partners at TribLive, Arnold Palmer Regional Airport has had more delayed flights than nearly 90% of the nation's airports in 2016. Spirit Airlines, which is the sole carrier at the airport, was one of the worst on-time performances among the nation's top airlines.
Police are searching for a man who they say was caught on camera running a woman over twice with his truck and then leaving her in the middle of the road. Police identified the driver as Luke Sybil. The 48-year-old woman survived, but she has serious injuries, including a broken back and bleeding on the brain.
A restaurant manager has been charged after a bullied teen committed suicide in December of 2016. The teen, Kenneth Suttner, was a constant target of ridicule at school and at his job at a Dairy Queen in Fayette. Coworkers said that Suttner's manager repeatedly ridiculed him on the job at Dairy Queen. His manager was charged with second-degree involuntary manslaughter. In Texas, a group of about 70 high school students gave the Nazi salute and shouted "Hail Hitler" and "Hail Trump" while their class photo was being taken. Students who weren't involved took pictures of the event and posted them on social media, some describing the event as terrifying and disappointing. The principal of the school said that they are currently investigating and those implicated will be punished using the school's code of conduct.
The Delaware prison siege ended Thursday with the death of a longtime corrections officer and the injury of another. The siege started 18 hours ago. The officer killed was 16-year veteran Sergeant Stephen Floyd. The situation is still being actively investigated. Robert M. Koop, Secretary of State, Department of Safety and Homeland Security, said the exact manner of Floyd's death is also unknown.
IMB Watson is going to partner with H&R Block's 70,000 tax officials this filing season at 10,000 branch offices across the country, where 11 million people file their taxes every year. This partnership will improve H&R Block's intelligence technology. The partnership will even have a 60-second ad during the Super Bowl on Sunday to reach a wider audience.
The group, which has classified itself as the alt-right, has lost a prominent online meeting space. Reddit has officially disabled the subreddit for the alt-right. The subreddit was apparently characterized by white nationalist, anti-Semitic, and misogynist viewpoints.
Police are currently warning parents to be on the lookout for a drug laced within a green lollipop after a high school student overdoses. A total of 15 lollipops have been recovered, but the police believe that around 60 were originally handed out. The recovered lollipops are being sent to a lab to be tested. Contact Erie Police Department Vice Unit if you come in contact with the lollipops or have any information.
The Navy is investigating the display of a Donald Trump presidential flag on the lead vehicle in a military convoy. The convoy belongs to a special warfare unit based in Virginia Beach, but the images of a pro-Trump flag on a vehicle's antenna first circulated on social media and through news reports in Kentucky. United States Representative Scott Taylor called this inappropriate behavior. Pennsylvania's most famous groundhog, Punxsutawney Phil, has predicted 6 more weeks of winter after seeing his shadow. Members of Punxsutawney Phil's inner circle revealed their forecast at sunrise Thursday. Phil's prediction is decided ahead of time on a tiny hill just outside of Punxsutawney. Be sure to check out our other shows, RMU Live on Mondays and Fridays at 1 p.m., Sports Talk in the Berg at 6:30 p.m., and Colonial Sports Center at 9:30 p.m. Coming up on RMU Live, the closing of Club Penguin announced,
and the story of 50 Cent's bankruptcy. We'll be right back.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow.
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones
Don't even.
and explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
3 Baylor University regents filed their response to a defamation suit filed against them, and the school. The 54-page document reveals some surprising information on the football program, including claims of systemic misconduct by former head coach Art Briles, who was fired last May due to sexual assault allegations that surfaced. Controversy surrounds Baylor since last week when a woman filed a new lawsuit alleging 52 rapes to 31 football players.
On Tuesday, President Trump nominated Colorado Federal Appeals Court Judge Neil Gorsuch for the Supreme Court. Trump announced the nomination at the televised event at the White House. He has delivered on his campaign promise to find the very best judge in America for the court, and Judge Neil Gorsuch is his choice.
Samsung is the latest company that is considering moving businesses to the United States to gain favor with President Trump's administration. Samsung's home appliance business may build a manufacturing facility in the U.S. since Election Day. Announcements of possible new investment in the U.S. that would create jobs have been embraced by Trump as proof of the new business climate his administration has ushered in.
One of the most popular computer games for children, Club Penguin, is set to close worldwide on March 29th. The massive multiplayer game originally launched in 2005. It will close for desktop computers, but will now be an app-based version of the game. Over the years, the game has had more than 200 million user accounts, and at its height, it had 8.5 million players logged in.
Snapchat's parent company, Snap, has decided to go public. Snap filed for a $3 billion initial public offering. Even Spiegel, a 26-year-old Stanford University dropout, co-founded the app in 2011. Since then, teens and young people have flocked to it to document everything from concerts to morning commutes. His $500,000 salary will be reduced to $1.
Government investigators are worried about a potentially dangerous defect found in the SpaceX's Falcon 9 rockets. The investigators have noticed a potential problem with the engines of the rocket. This issue could compromise the safety of the astronauts who are supposed to fly in this vehicle as early as sometime next year. This might require design changes to the rocket and further delay the first launches of the Falcon 9 rocket with people on board.
CEO Travis Kalanick told employees in a memo today that he was leaving the Economic Advisory Council formed by President Trump for Uber. A spokesperson from Uber confirmed Kalanick's departure. This is in response to customers embracing the hashtag #DeleteUber. Uber's main rival, Lyft, saw its daily download rate increase over Uber for the first time ever. The Internal Revenue Service is calculating a variety of organizations that the W-2 phishing email scam is now spreading to. More organizations beyond corporate America, with schools, restaurants, hospitals, and tribal groups now being targeted by cyber criminals. Last week, the IRS gave a warning about this, reappearing this tax season for the second time.
Congress scrapped rules on guns and the environment from the Obama era on Thursday. The Senate eliminated a rule preventing coal mining debris from being dumped into nearby streams, while the House backed a separate resolution doing away with extended background checks on purchases on guns. The vote was the first series of actions Republicans are expected to take in upcoming weeks. Tiger Woods, an American golf professional, has withdrawn from the EPGA Dubai Desert Classic before the start of Friday's round due to a back injury. Woods was originally scheduled to take a week off after Dubai and then play 2 more tournaments on the PGA Tour. His manager, Mark Steinberg, did not comment on the status of those 2 tournaments.
Police took a man in custody following a chase early Friday morning. According to the police, the incident began around 1:30 a.m. when officers noticed a Chevrolet Tahoe parked on the sidewalk near the corner of Atwood Street and Forbes Avenue. The driver has since been identified as Anthony Scott. The chase began on Forbes Avenue through Squirrel Hill and eventually came to an end at the intersection with People Street.
A blue-collar UFC fighter from Pittsburgh, Adam Milstead, will be taking his talents to Houston this weekend. Milstead is a pipeline technician by day, but is a UFC fighter in his spare time. His day job gives him extra motivation when he gets in the octagon to go fight. His first UFC fight was in Las Vegas, and his next fight will be in front of a national TV audience in Houston, Texas on Saturday.
The citizens of the Washington County community says the noise created by the nearby drilling is destroying the quality of life, even keeping some of them up at night. The drilling is from the Range Resources fracking operations. The township says Range Resources has been cooperative, however, some say that's not enough.
On Friday, President Trump imposed sanctions on Iran, delivering his promise to take a harder line with Iran. It all started after Iran tested a medium-range ballistic missile. Trump then said it violated United Nations Resolution 2031, which forbids any activity related to ballistic missiles designed to be capable of delivering nuclear weapons. Iran denied violation of the resolution, but President Trump still put Iran on notice. A man who attempted to enter the Louvre Museum in Paris today was shot by a French soldier because he was carrying 2 backpacks and wielding a machete. Police confirmed that the attacker had been taken into custody after being shot and severely wounded. Bomb technicians were called to investigate but found no explosives. Investigators are still looking in for a motive to the attack.
And for all the news you could possibly need regarding RMU sports and arts and entertainment, be sure to visit RMUCenturyMedia.com.
Coming up after the break, weather forecaster Eddie Sheehy will be in our weather center at a look at this weekend's forecast. We'll be right back.
I moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Welcome back to RMU Live. Taking a look at the weather right now. 29 degrees here around campus in the Moon area. Partly cloudy throughout the day. That partly cloudy is going to be taking part all throughout the day. Now, looking forward right now, we're going to take a live look outside. Here's what campus looks like. Right now, you can see those clouds a little bit outside, a little bit of snow on the ground. Good news, in the 5-day, that snow is not going to be around forever. Now, moving forward, let's take a look at the map. This is the weather that is going to be coming in throughout the day. You see down here some snow along the bottom, some snow up at the top, but here where we are at in Pittsburgh, we're going to have nothing. No snow coming our way, especially over the next few days, but looking into tomorrow. Tomorrow, similar 34 degrees, partly cloudy, similar conditions to today, though. As throughout the day, there is going to be some sun that shows up. Moving into the 5-day forecast, this is when things start to look a little better. Sunday, cloudy, 42 degrees with a low of 30. Monday, partly sunny, 45 and 39 for your low. On Tuesday, rain, 57 and 47 for the low. Wednesday, this is going to be the important day. The temperature, the high is going to be 47. If it stays around that temperature, we're going to have mostly rain. If it goes to the low of 22, though, which it's most likely going to do later in the day, that's when you have some issues. That's when that rain could turn into snow, could make for slippery conditions on the road. 22 is the low on Wednesday. And Thursday, we're at cloudy, high of 25, low of 17 again. The rain on Wednesday could play a factor, especially for morning commutes, so you're going to want to keep that in mind. All in all, not too bad of a week. A little bit of rain a little later on, but nothing we can't handle here at RMU. Cassidy and Malik, back to you guys.
That's all we have for RMU Live.
We will see you next week.